The castle had stood for centuries, its black spires clawing at the moonlit sky like the fingers of a buried god. The villagers whispered of the thing that lived within the pale queen who walked its halls long after the last mortal servant had crumbled to dust. They left offerings at the foot of the bridge, fattened livestock, casks of wine, and sometimes, when the winters were especially cruel, their own daughters, praying the queen would take only one and spare the rest. Tonight, she was hungry.
The choosing.
The girl's name was Anya, 17, dark-haired, her wrists bound with fraying rope. As the village elders dragged her toward the bridge, she did not scream. None of them ever did. The terror had leached all sound from her throat, leaving only the frantic drum of her pulse, a sound the queen could hear from her throne room. Even through the castle's ancient stones, the doors groaned open on their own. Anya stumbled forward, the scent of old blood and dying roses thick in her nose. The candles flickered to life as she passed, their flames burning an unnatural blue. At the end of the hall, atop a daze of yellowed bones, the queen waited. She was beautiful, horribly so. Her skin was the white of a corpse left in snow, her lips the red of a slit throat. When she smiled, Anya saw the fangs long, curved, still glistening with the remnants of her last meal.
The feast.
The queen moved faster than sight. One moment she was seated. The next she had Anya by the throat, her cold fingers pressing into the girl's jugular like a lover's caress. The first bite was agony white-hot and perfect, the pain so sharp it bordered on ecstasy. Anya's blood welled hot and rich over the queen's chin. She drank, her sighs of pleasure vibrating against the girl's ravaged flesh, but the queen was not kind. She did not drain Anya quickly, she savored. Each sip was a slow, deliberate torment, the queen's free hand stroking the girl's hair as her life pulsed away. When Anya's legs gave out, the queen held her upright, cradling her like a child, as the last of her warmth faded.
The gift.
Just as Anya's heart stuttered its final beats, the queen withdrew. A single drop of her own black blood fell onto the girl's parted lips. Anya gasped, her body arching as the transformation took hold. Her veins turned dark beneath her skin, writhing like snakes, her teeth sharpened. Her dead eyes flew open, no longer human, but reflecting the same endless hunger that burned in the queen's gaze.
The lesson.
The newborn vampire trembled, her instincts screaming to feed. The queen watched with amusement as Anya's head snapped toward the distant village, toward the warm, beating hearts of those who had given her up. A cold hand caught her wrist. "Patience, little one," the queen purred, her voice like velvet over steel. With a snap of her fingers, the castle doors blew open. The queen's other brides, dozens of them, all once village girls like Anya, descended upon the newborn in a whirl of fangs and grasping hands. They dragged her into the depths of the castle, where the screams of the queen's prisoners still echoed. There would be time for the village later. First, Anya had to learn.
The aftermath.
Dawn found the queen on her balcony, watching as the first rays of sunlight painted the distant village in gold. Below, in the dungeons, Anya fed for the first time on a thief who had foolishly sought the castle's treasures. His screams were sweet, but not as sweet as the realization dawning in Anya's eyes. She was no longer prey. She was the hunter now. And soon, very soon, she would return to the village that had sacrificed her. The queen smiled, running a blood-stained finger along the edge of a silver goblet. The offering had been accepted. The cycle would continue, and her kingdom of night would never end.